Welcome, my dear traveler. For what do you want to speak? In life's journey, you've come so far. What treasure is it that you seek? Do you seek the treasures of the earth, spread out in lands far and near? Those before you also sought such a prize, but alas, they left their treasures here. Or do you seek prodigious power to make kingdoms bow and kneel? Greater men before you desired such things, only to be consumed by fire and steel. But not you. Oh, my dear traveler, I see no such desire in your eyes. The many years have exhausted your soul for something else, it now cries. It cries for a treasure already known, yet so many it still eludes. A treasure sought by our common Father, yet today, so scarcely pursued. A treasure that can't be bought or sold, nor its value captured by the words of men. Its absence extinguishes the sweetness of riches. Its presence makes the withered born again. I talk, of course, of a righteous partner, but your soul already knows what I described. For the soul of our Father also pined and yearned. This remedy our Lord thus prescribed. A good wife was given to him, to ease his eyes and soothe his soul, married and to remain in heaven, before the enemy planned their fall. And so continued this divine tradition in the many generations that follow. But alas for the enemy's corruption, this divine bond became hollowed. But not all hearts are readily corrupted, nor the enemy's power absolute. For some hearts not only withstand the darkness, but awaken others that have become destitute. And so thus our story begins in lands where darkened hearts resided, where a beacon of light was sent forth to illuminate the way for the misguided. But my dear traveler, don't be grieved, for our story doesn't follow this celestial light, but in a land where it would eventually settle and free the hearts from their plight. In such a land resided a noble woman, a righteous daughter of Milhan. She'd be known forever as Sulaym, from the honorable Banu Najjar clan. Sulaym was a married woman. Malik was her husband's name. Bara, her wandering ascetic son. And Anas, who'd forever live in fame. And thus was her simple life, a devout mother and a loyal mate. But no longer was it a simple time, for destiny weaved a new fate. For she encountered a strange young man, a stranger with rags for a dress, who called the people to one God and reject the idols they possess. But why should we believe you and reject the gods you berate? What benefit has it brought you to leave you in such a state? Oh, people, you don't understand, for I was like a prince not long before. I knew not of hunger, strife, nor worry, but luxuries, riches, and more. The best dishes and beverages I consumed, the best perfumes and robes I possessed, a doting mother and loving father. Of the youth I was held the best. But then God sent forth a radiant light, who guided me when I was lost, who gave me the riches of belief. But alas, it came at a cost, for my loving mother became enraged. A prison became what was once my palace. All my luxuries and riches were withheld. Where once was love was now malice. But even for the treasures of the world, my belief I could not disavow, leaving thus the life of a prince. In rags I stand before you now. Sulaym, mesmerized, listened on, and learned about this new belief that emboldened and strengthened one so young that he could bear such hardship and grief. And thus, with the utterance of words, she too became a believer and abandoned false deities and gods that for so long had deceived her. Her sons too followed their mother. Belief and obedience they swore. For does light ever illuminate? whilst leaving darkness at its core. But alas, not all goodness tastes sweet, nor is beauty captured by every eye. For when Malik learnt of her belief, she was met with anger and outcry. What an unfortunate soul was Malik, not knowing the fortune he denied. For not long after, in a foreign land, alone and misguided, he died. But patient and virtuous was Sulaym. Even in tragedy and belief she persevered, and thus, for this noble treasure, another noble seeker appeared. Abu Talha was the title of this seeker, a man from the Banu Khazraj tribe, seeking Sulaym's consent for marriage. But something far greater he would imbibe. For when he sent forward his proposal, not anticipating reason for repudiation, Sulaym ever politely refused, and then began her narration. "O Abu Talha, don't be upset, for you are a man that couldn't be turned away. But between you and me is something great that no amount of dowry can sway. For I am one of the believers. To God and His Prophet I am committed, and you are one of the disbelievers. So this marriage can never be permitted. O Abu Talha, do you not see? The gods you worship are fallacious. No benefit or harm they bring, yet their requests remain audacious. Carved from trees and given shape, your hands make your own god, but from that tree comes your firewood. O Abu Talha, do you not think that odd? Abu Talha, I urge you to come to reason and abandon these fictitious creations. Declare your belief in one God. My dowry would be your declaration." Amazed, Abu Talha pondered, for Sulaym's words had cause, and so uttered he the statements of belief, and thus fulfilled her only clause. And thus, through the weaving of fates, Abu Talha too entered the light. He thereafter married Sulaym. His fortune thereafter took flight, for in the mountain passes of Makkah, to the celestial light he pledged allegiance, to support him in peace and war, in happiness and in grievance. And true to his word, he did as pledged, and supported the Prophet of God. In times of plenty, in times of hardship, without assurance and without prod, and thus but for a righteous woman, generations upon generations were liberated. For the sons of Malik and Abu Talha became beacons from which the world illuminated. Sulaym and Abu Talha lived out their days in service and goodness to all. They passed this mortal realm like those before them, to be reunited after the trumpet's call. My dear traveler, I wholeheartedly hope my words have quelled your thirst and rid your heart of confusion and conjecture and the anguish in which it was immersed. For Malik possessed but never took profit, whilst Abu Talha reaped immense reward. But for a righteous woman, a man became reunited with his Lord.